This really is to honor the memory of your wife, who really committed deeply to helping save so many lives, but doing it in such a unique way here. Tell us about the SOHN Conference.
Thanks for having me here. The SOHN Conference has been an institution in both the United States and Europe for now about 2 decades, and they came up with a very unique concept of having the investment industry, basically money managers, come present their best single idea in a very exclusive way to an audience, and then the audience can, for the first time, take a look and hear the idea, hear its merits, decide for themselves, and maybe make some money out of it while supporting, you know, a very good cause. Okay. So we took that, brought it home.
Absolutely, and the price of admission is high because the potential to make a lot of money, a lot of upside, it's worth something to each and every one of those investors in there. But at the same time, you have people really giving away their best ideas for charity.
That's right. The returns from the last year's conference were exceptional. So if you had invested in any of these ideas, you would have made a tremendous amount of return.
Well, give us an example.
You know, there was a company called Suruga Pharmaceutical that was presented at the conference last year, and that stock is up, you know, a lot. We're talking about in the 60 to 70%. Similarly, there were many other ideas that were also presented. You know, we've seen this year tremendous feedback. The members of the audience that made very good returns have come back, donated part of their returns to us, and also come back wanting to hear more. So
this is the 3rd year, and does it surprise you that investors are there, half because obviously they can make a lot of money out of this, but the other half is really to contribute to what has been something close to your heart, which is to prevent cancer. That's
right. You know, in Hong Kong, specifically on the gynecological cancer side, there's some work to be done. Cervical cancer, which is what my wife suffered from, is very preventable with a vaccine. That vaccine has only 10% uptake in Hong Kong, and in the West, in Canada, in UK, we're talking about uptake rates of 90+%, in the US even 60+%. So that's something that at the very least ought to be done, and we're starting a drive at the end of this week to vaccinate 4 schools in the Western Territories, with 15 more schools that have responded with interest, and we're hoping that we can set a model for the government and for the community here to adopt HPV vaccination, because that could kill a lot of cervical cancer in Hong Kong.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so today's speakers, I mean, they oversee about, what, $20 billion
That's right.
assets under management. Tell us some of the speakers and a hint of some ideas that they might be talking about.
We have you know, several speakers. We have, you know, Seth Fisher, Rob Crawford, a number of people focused on Japan markets, some focused on Asia. In terms of ideas, you know, I don't want to steal their thunder, and I certainly don't want to preclude the audience from learning the ideas at the same time. So I'll, you know, I'll encourage anybody to come attend to the conference and listen to them. But I think it'll be a great event. It's for a good cause.
Well, the current environment is such where I think a lot of people are looking for those good ideas, because it's a very volatile market out there, and you know, China's got a lot of upside, but also a lot of challenges, and then of course we have the Fed and the rest. So what are the ideas kind of global macro, or are they really micro ideas as well? Maybe it's that one company that somebody has kicked the tires on and, you know, really felt that this is something to share. What kind of, just give me a characteristic of the kind of ideas.
The scope of the ideas can be very broad. In the past, we've had mostly single stock ideas, but they are sometimes driven by a thematic macro theme. So we've had ideas that range from you know, investments in Indian motor car companies, which are sort of a thematic type idea, and then we've had investments in a very niche Japanese industrial company that you know, is sort of
Yeah.
serving a very unique market, but doing it in a very profitable way. So it's across the board, and it's all very interesting. So.